Deep within the emerald embrace of the Amazon rainforest, a lone figure moved with purpose. Dr. Isabel Marquez, a renowned botanist, had dedicated her life to the study and preservation of this ecological treasure. Her heart beat in unison with the rhythm of the jungle, her spirit entwined with its ancient soul. Years she had spent here, her boots tracing the labyrinthine paths, her eyes documenting the intricate tapestry of life. Dr. Marquez's work went beyond mere scientific observation. She understood the rainforest's vital role in the planet's delicate balance. She knew its secrets, its power, its vulnerability. To her, it was more than just a rainforest. It was the Earth's beating heart, a symphony of life that echoed across continents. Her love for the Amazon was born from a deep respect for its indigenous communities. She had learned from their wisdom, their symbiotic relationship with nature. They called her the Whisperer of Trees, for she spoke the language of the forest, understood its silent pleas, and felt its every wound. The Amazon rainforest is a realm of unparalleled biodiversity, a living testament to the wonders of nature. Every leaf, every vine, every ripple of the river teems with life, creating a complex web of interdependence. Monkeys chatter from the canopy, their calls echoing through the Emerald Cathedral, a symphony of communication and survival. Jaguars stalk the forest floor, their rosettes blending with the dappled sunlight, embodying the stealth and power of the jungle. Thousands of species of plants, many still unknown to science, thrive in this humid embrace, each contributing to the rainforest's rich tapestry. Towering trees, ancient giants that have borne witness to centuries of change, stretch towards the sky, their branches forming a protective canopy. Their roots intertwine, forming a network of life that sustains this vibrant ecosystem, a hidden world beneath our feet. The air hums with the symphony of insects, their tiny wings beating a frenetic rhythm, a constant reminder of the rainforest's vitality. Colorful birds flit through the foliage, their songs a vibrant counterpoint to the rustling leaves, adding to the rainforest's auditory landscape. The rainforest is a sensory overload, a kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and scents, a living, breathing entity that captivates the senses. But this delicate ecosystem, this cradle of life, is under threat, facing unprecedented challenges from human activity. The relentless march of deforestation, driven by greed and short-sightedness, casts a long shadow over the Amazon, endangering countless species. Like a creeping darkness, it threatens to silence the symphony of life, a stark reminder of the fragility of our natural world. Yet, amidst the destruction, there is hope. Communities and conservationists are working tirelessly to restore and protect this vital ecosystem. New growth emerges, a testament to resilience and the enduring power of nature. The symphony of life continues, but it needs our help to thrive. The Amazon, for all its resilience, is not invincible. The hand of man, driven by profit and progress, has left its mark on this once pristine wilderness. Vast swaths of rainforest have been cleared, replaced by cattle ranches and soy plantations. The consequences of this destruction are far-reaching. The Amazon plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Its destruction not only releases this stored carbon but also disrupts rainfall patterns, impacting agriculture and water resources far beyond its borders. The indigenous communities who have called the Amazon home for millennia are also bearing the brunt of this ecological assault. Their ancestral lands are being encroached upon, their way of life threatened. The very fabric of their existence is being torn apart. Dr. Marquez, with a heavy heart, witnessed this destruction firsthand. The air, once filled with the sweet scent of blossoms, now carried the acrid tang of smoke. The symphony of life was punctuated by the jarring sounds of chainsaws and bulldozers. News reached Dr. Marquez of a new threat, more insidious and devastating than ever before. The rainforest, a sanctuary of life and biodiversity, was under siege. The reports were alarming, painting a grim picture of an escalating crisis. Illegal loggers, emboldened by lax enforcement and driven by the insatiable demand for timber, were penetrating deep into the heart of the rainforest. These loggers, often backed by powerful and corrupt entities, showed no regard for the delicate balance of nature they were disrupting. They were targeting ancient trees, giants that had stood for centuries, their wood fetching a high price on the black market. These trees, some over 1,000 years old, were more than just timber. They were the guardians of the forest, holding within them the history and the future of the ecosystem. The reports filled her with a cold dread. The scale of destruction was unimaginable, and the consequences irreversible. She felt the weight of the world on her shoulders, knowing that every tree lost was a step closer to an ecological catastrophe. These were not just trees being felled, it was the very lifeblood of the rainforest being drained away. The sap that flowed from the cuts was like blood from a wound, a stark reminder of the life being extinguished. Each ancient giant supported a complex ecosystem, its branches home to countless species, its roots anchoring the soil, preventing erosion. The loss of one tree meant the loss of habitat for birds, insects, and mammals, a ripple effect that would be felt throughout the forest. She knew she had to act, had to alert the world to this unfolding tragedy. Time was of the essence, and she couldn't afford to wait. She reached out to colleagues, environmental organizations, and anyone who would listen, hoping to rally support for the cause. But the loggers operated in the shadows, their activities shrouded in secrecy and protected by powerful interests. They moved under the cover of darkness, making it difficult to track and stop them. The challenge was immense, but Dr. Marquez was undeterred. She needed proof, irrefutable evidence that would expose their crimes and galvanize action. She knew that without concrete evidence, her warnings would go unheeded. She decided to gather footage, risking her safety to capture the truth. With a heavy heart but unwavering resolve, Dr. Marquez prepared for a journey into the heart of the threatened rainforest. She packed her gear, knowing that this mission could be her most dangerous yet. But the stakes were too high to ignore. She knew the risks, the dangers lurking in the shadows, but her conscience, her love for the Amazon, left her no choice. The rainforest was calling out for help, and she was determined to answer that call, no matter the cost. The journey deep into the Amazon was fraught with challenges. The humid air hung heavy, the undergrowth thick and unforgiving. Dr. Marquez and her team, a small group of dedicated conservationists and indigenous guides, relied on their wits and the strength of their convictions to navigate the treacherous terrain. Days turned into weeks as they ventured further into the Emerald Labyrinth. They documented everything, meticulously recording the biodiversity they encountered, the delicate balance of life that held this ecosystem together. They collected samples, their notebooks filling with observations and sketches.
We discovered new species of insects, their iridescent wings shimmering like jewels in the dappled sunlight.
We observed rare primates, their calls echoing through the canopy, a testament to the rainforest's irreplaceable biodiversity.
But amidst this vibrant tapestry of life, they found undeniable evidence of the loggers' destructive activities. The silence of the forest was broken by the distant whine of chainsaws, a chilling reminder of the threat that loomed over this paradise. The closer they got to the source of the logging, the more apparent the devastation became. Towering trees, once symbols of the rainforest's majesty, lay on the forest floor, their massive trunks stripped bare, their branches severed, their lifeblood spilled. The air was thick with the smell of sawdust and decay. The ground was scarred by deep ruts, carved by heavy machinery, the earth churned up, the delicate topsoil washed away by the rains. Where once a vibrant understory thrived, now only a wasteland of broken branches and decaying vegetation remained. The impact on wildlife was devastating. Animals were displaced, their habitats destroyed, their food sources gone. The delicate balance of the ecosystem was shattered, leaving behind a silent testament to human greed. Dr. Marquez and her team documented everything, their hearts heavy with sadness and anger. They collected evidence, photographs, and samples, building a case against the loggers, a voice for the voiceless victims of this ecological crime. Armed with irrefutable evidence, meticulously gathered over months of painstaking research, Dr. Marquez returned from the heart of the rainforest with a renewed sense of purpose, her spirit ignited by the urgency of the crisis she had witnessed firsthand. The world needed to know what was happening, needed to see the scars left by unchecked greed. The devastation was not just an environmental issue, it was a humanitarian crisis. She knew she had to be the voice for the rainforest, for the indigenous communities, for the countless species on the brink of extinction. Their stories, their struggles, and their resilience needed to be heard. She presented her findings at international conferences, her data meticulously detailed, her arguments compelling and backed by undeniable evidence. Her voice trembling with emotion as she showed images of the devastation, she painted a vivid picture of the dire consequences of inaction. She spoke of the rainforest's vital role in regulating the planet's climate, emphasizing how its destruction would have catastrophic effects on global weather patterns and biodiversity. She highlighted the plight of the indigenous communities who were losing their homes and their way of life, their cultural heritage being erased with every tree felled.
Her words resonated with scientists, conservationists, and policymakers alike. They were moved by her passion and the undeniable truth of her findings. The media took notice, her story spreading like wildfire across the globe. News outlets, social media platforms, and public forums buzzed with discussions about the rainforest crisis. Public outrage grew, fueled by the shocking images and Dr. Marquez's impassioned pleas for action. People from all walks of life joined the movement, demanding change and accountability.
But her most important audience was yet to come. She knew that to truly make a difference, she had to reach the decision-makers, the ones with the power to enact real change. She knew that to truly make a difference, she had to confront those responsible for the destruction, had to hold them accountable for their actions. It was a daunting task, but Dr. Marquez was unwavering in her resolve, ready to face any challenge to protect the rainforest and its inhabitants.